Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be explaining computer logic. In other words, how computers think to execute complex programs. If you're curious about that, you've come to the right place. Let's dive in. How do computers think? The answer is logic, and in the computer world, logic is simplified to the extreme. Every decision, no matter how complex, is broken down into millions of simple questions with only two answers: yes or no, true or false, 1 or 0. This is all thanks to a 19th century mathematician, George Boole. He created a system of algebra to deal with true and false values. This system, called Boolean logic, became the universal language for all digital circuits. Boolean logic has three basic operators: and or not. First, and. Think of this as a strict security guard. Animation of a gate with two locks. You can only enter if you have key A and key B. Both must be true. Second, or. This is the friendly cashier. You can pay with a credit card or cash. As long as just one of them is true, your transaction is successful. And third, not. This is the opposite operator. Animation of a light switch. If the input is on, 1, the output becomes off, 0. If the input is off, 0, it becomes on, 1. Okay, so that's the theory. But what does it look like physically? We build switches from this logic. The smallest switch in the world, the transistor. A transistor is just a tiny electronic gate. When it has electricity, it's on, representing a 1. When it doesn't, it's off, representing a 0.
Transistor is a semiconductor component. It means it can be a conductor and can be an insulator. The basic function of a transistor is very simple, only as a switch. This switch has a very high speed. There are several types of transistors. The most common we find is bipolar junction transistor, or BJT. Then the second is field effect transistor, or FET. In this video, we will only discuss about BJT transistor. BJT transistor generally has three legs: base, collector, and emitter. This type of transistor is also divided into two categories, NPN and PNP. N here is negative and P is positive. So for NPN transistor, the base is positive, and for PNP, the base is negative. The use of NPN and PNP depends on the application applied. In NPN transistor, the current enters the base leg that controls the transistor, while in PNP, the control is the current coming out of the base leg. In NPN transistor, the collector leg is the leg that receives the current. Then the emitter where the current comes out, and the base is the switch. If analogized, the base is our finger when we turn on the light with the switch. Because the transistor is a switch, the transistor is used for digital use. On is 1 and off is 0, and 1 are digital binary numbers. Therefore, as mentioned earlier, transistors are very influential components in the era of information and digital. Transistors can be made very small, and the combination of several transistors can be a very sophisticated device. CPU or processor on the computer or on our phone has billions of transistors in it, and the number of transistors in the CPU will continue to increase, and this means the transistor will be smaller in size. Transistors may not be as simple as resistors, diodes, or capacitors. Transistor is a component that can be applied very simply and can also be very complex.
So, from the tiniest transistor to the most complex artificial intelligence, it's all just layers upon layers of simple logic. It's not magic. It's just billions of switches, working blindingly fast.